15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk, and now the news making the headlines. Super TV's CEO's family petitioned IGP and seeks a new probe into murder. South Africa pauses extradition of Mozambique ex-minister. Man sentenced over Michigan governor kidnap plot. CBN threatens prosecution over forex policy defaulters. And on sports, Arteta hopes Aubameyang's return leaves Arsenal from relegation zone. Stay with us as the details of the news come after the short timeout. My name is Ben Squetta. Welcome back. Now the news in full. Super TV CEO family petitions IGP seeks new probe into murder. Mike Ozekome, counsel for the family of the late Super TV Chief Executive Officer Usifo Ataga, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali to reinvestigate the circumstances surrounding Ataga's death at a service apartment in the Lekki area of Lagos State. Ozekome said the investigations into Ataga's death was not professionally handled, adding that the police, without obtaining legal advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, arraigned the primary suspect Chidima Ojukwu and other suspected accomplices at the Chief Magistrate's Court, which had no jurisdiction over murder cases. And the senior advocate of Nigeria stated that Ataga's family alleged that one of the arraigned suspected accomplices, Babalola Disu, carried out the murder. And Ozekome stated that the family demanded re-investigation of the entire murder case of the breadwinner, and adding that their findings should be handed over to the Lagos State's DPP to formally rearrange Chidima and other suspected accomplices who had already been charged before the Chief Magistrate's Court. And now moving forward to another development, Anambra poll not threatened by IPOP activities, says Hiaga. An independent election observer group, Hiaga Africa, has said the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra will not pose any hindrance to the November 6th governorship election in Anambra State. And it identifies voluntary voters' apathy as a threat to the poll. A board member of the Hiaga, Ezenwa Nwagbu, stated this in Oka yesterday. And he said a pre-election survey conducted by the group in the states did not in any way suggest that the IPOP activities could adversely affect the elections. And he said only those who saw elections as a political economy would always exaggerate the insecurity aspect of the exercise. And he added that Hiaga was engaging the relevant stakeholders, including the police, the Civil Defense Corps, traditional rulers, the media, and political parties to change the narrative of elections in the state. And Nwagu said that Hiaga will deploy 548 workers in polling units and collation centers, as well as other layers of the process. Now, moving forward, still, retired military officers rail against attack on the NDA. Retired military officers yesterday railed against Tuesday's attack on Nigerian Defense Academy, the NDA, in Kaduna by bandits who killed 2 officers, kidnapped 1, and injured another. The retired officers, who expressed consternation about the disgrace the attack subjected the military, include former Governor of Osun State, Brigadier General Olagunsoye Oyinlola, retired, and former military governor of Ondo State, Commodore Olabode George, retired, and Commodore Tunde Olawumi. And their reactions came as President Muhammadu Buhari said the attack on the NDA would spur the armed forces to make a decisive end to criminality in the country rather than damp their morale as intended by the bandits. And this is even as the authorities of the Nigerian Defense Academy, acting on the directives of the Chief Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, yesterday constituted a board of inquiry to ascertain the remote and immediate cause or causes of the breach of security at the premise of the military institution. And reacting to the attack, Oyinlola described the killing of 2 soldiers and kidnap of an army major as an insult on the nation's military. And also reacting yesterday, former military administrator of Ondo State, Commodore Olabode George, retired, expressed shock and described the invasion of the NDA as a charade and shame. And reacting in a similar vein, Colonel Samuel Agbede, retired, said such an attack had never happened in the history of the Nigerian military. And now on news coming from around Africa, South Africa pauses extradition of Mozambique ex-minister. South Africa's decision to extradite former Mozambique Finance Minister Manuel Chang to his home country has been blocked pending a court hearing after a civil society organization objected. Mr. Chang is accused of corruption after allegedly receiving bribes to sign off on international loans worth $2 billion intended to buy fishing trawlers and military patrol boats. And however, much of it was allegedly diverted to government officials, and Mr. Chang denies any wrongdoing. In South Africa's Justice Minister Ronald Lamola has given an undertaking that Mr. Chang will not be extradited until a decision is handed down by a court ruling tomorrow. And the hearing will focus on application by the Mozambique Budget Monitoring Forum, a group of civil society organizations, to stop the extradition until arguments against it can be heard. And he was the ex-minister to be extradited to the US, where he is also wanted on similar charges. Chang was arrested in December 2018 and held in South Africa while the government considered the rival extradition request. And civil society groups in South Africa and Mozambique have questioned whether Mozambique has the political will or capacity to mount a proper prosecution. And still on updates from around Africa, ex-Chad leader Hissène Habré to be buried in Senegal. Former Chadian President Hissène Habré is due to be buried today. And the former president died on Tuesday from COVID-19 complications while serving a life sentence in Senegal for crimes against humanity. And his family said yesterday that he would be buried in the Muslim cemetery of Yoff in the Senegalese capital, Dakar. and Habré was found guilty in 2016 of crimes committed while he was president from 1982 to 1990. We're going to short break right now. When we come back, we get more news updates from the foreign scene. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, have you been searching for an appropriate platform to advertise and promote your product and services? Are you a minister of the gospel and you want your message to spread across the globe? Stop this search. We've got the coverage to give your voice and ministry the amplification you require. To get a rewarding and cost-effective solution to that business idea of yours, Celebration TV is here to take your dream to the climax. We provide the following services: voiceover production, documentary packages, video production of your events, video editing, script writing, affordable live broadcast of your events, and more. For more information, please contact us on +234 703 341 3637 or +234 816 234 8181. You can also reach us via our social media platform: Facebook Celebration TV, Instagram My Celebration TV, Twitter us at My Celebration TV, YouTube Celebration TV. And you can send us a mail on celebrationtelevision@gmail.com.
Welcome back now from the foreign scene. A man sentenced over Michigan governor kidnap plot. A man has been sentenced to more than 6 years in prison for plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer over the state's COVID-19 restrictions. Ty Gabin was part of a group of more than a dozen men accused of involvement in the plot, and he was sentenced yesterday and also ordered to pay a $2,500 fine. Ms. Whitmer introduced restrictions last year to prevent the spread of COVID. Many of the curbs have been lifted. The defendants, some of which are members of an anti-government parliamentary group in Michigan, and considered storming the state capitol in Lansing. And however, they then planned to kidnap Mr. Whitmer from the holiday home last year. And 6 of the group have been charged in a federal court, and Gabin, 25 years of age, is the only one to have pleaded guilty. And a further 7 face charges of terrorism and gang-related offenses in the state court in connection with the plot. And Gabin signed a plea agreement Describing the plot in detail, he said that 6 men trained at his house constructing a shoot house to resemble the governor's holiday home and assaulting it with firearms. According to Gabin's lawyer, his client had become frustrated with COVID restrictions after losing income in his job as an aviation mechanic. And still more updates from the foreign scene. Canada races to beat U.S. deadline in Afghanistan. Canada is racing to wind down its Afghanistan evacuation efforts ahead of America's 31st August deadline, as officials warn some may be left behind. And as of the 24th of August, Canada has airlifted more than 2,700 people out of Kabul, including Canadian citizens, Afghans, and other foreign nationals. But efforts have been stymied in chaos on the grounds, and Defense Minister Harish Shajan acknowledged yesterday. And Canada has vowed to take in 20,000 Afghan refugees, but has not specified a timeline. An official says that the country's armed forces may have just days left to complete evacuation efforts before they are forced to withdraw. And Canada's efforts rely on the American military's control of the Kabul airport, meaning it must wind down efforts before they leave. And Foreign Affairs Minister Mark Garneau said it was possible that Canada will not complete its evacuation in time for the drawdown. He said the commitment will continue beyond the deadline without offering specifics. And Canada formally withdrew its own military presence in Afghanistan in 2014, but forces were sent back in recent days to assist rescue efforts. The evacuation efforts come as most federal politicians, including Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, are on the campaign trail. And I'm moving forward to business news, where the CBN threatens prosecution of forex policy defaulters. Banks have warned that defaulters of the new foreign exchange policy may face a criminal prosecution by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the banks, in emails to their customers, said that defaulters of the new FX foreign exchange policy may face sanctions such as being barred from accessing forex from the official FX market, restrictions on their bank accounts as may be determined by the CBN, as well as criminal prosecution. And the banks added that customers could only apply for PTA and BTA once every quarter and were liable to a $4,000 and $5,000 per quarter per applicants respectively. And the bank said that customers are required to return purchased PTA and BTA to their banks within 2 weeks from the date of purchase, if not utilized for the intended purpose, or if not for any reason, the scheduled trip is cancelled. And at the time of filing this report, it was confirmed that Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, United Bank for Africa PLC, Zenith Bank PLC, Stanbic IBTC, and the First Bank of Nigeria Limited had sent the emails to their customers. And moving forward, still on business news, the NNPC rejects customs proposal on petrol smuggling stoppage. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation yesterday confirmed the claims by the Nigerian Customs Service that Nigeria's subsidized petrol was being smuggled out of Nigeria in large quantities. It, however, rejected the proposal put forth by the customs on how to stop the illegal business. And the group managing director of the NNPC, ENQUIRY, while noting that smuggling of petrol products is almost impossible to stop, disclosed that the President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered involvement of securities and anti-graft agencies in the war against the economic stoppage. And now ENQUIRY said this in Abuja at an ongoing public hearing organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Finance on the 2022 to 2024 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. And the Controller General of the NCS, Colonel Hamid Ali, while appearing before the same committee on August 16, 2021, said petrol was being smuggled out of Nigeria in large quantities after it had been subsidized by the federal government. And the chairman of the committee, James Faleke, asked the GMD to confirm if the NNPC monitored the volume of products imported, distributed, and consumed on a daily basis in the country. And Faleke also asked the NNPC GMD about the advice given by the customs boss that the NNPC and private Nigerian investors should establish fuel depots and stations in the neighboring countries to check smuggling. He added that at the moment Nigeria exited the regulated environment, smuggling would be curtailed. We'll go on another short break. When we come back, we get news from the world of sports. Stay with us.
God has done it, and He can do it again. The world is itching to hear your testimonies. What's keeping you? The first 50 persons to send in the videos of their testimonies will be qualified for a raffle favor. Guess what? The Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman will pick the winner by himself. Not just that, the winners are guaranteed a chance of hearing directly from the Restoration Apostle via direct call, Zoom, or physical meeting. Why the wait? The raffle date is 29th August 2021. Let the jam begin. A video of your testimony, that's all it takes.
Welcome back. Now on sports news. Man City face Wycombe and Chelsea versus Villa in League Cup third round. League Cup holders Manchester City were handed a home tie against Wycombe in yesterday's third round draw, and Pep Guardiola's side begin their bid to win the trophy for a fifth consecutive season against the League One side at the Etihad Stadium. And if City win the League Cup this season, they will move past Liverpool onto a record 9 triumphs in the competition. Tottenham's beaten by City in last season's final faced a trip to their manager Nuno Espirito Santo former club Wolves, And Nunu's team won 1-0 at Wolves in the Premier League last weekend. And troubled Arsenal have a visit from AFP Wimbledon after the Gunners thrashed West Bromwich Albion's 6-0 in the second round. And there are all Premier League ties between Manchester United and West Ham, Norwich and Liverpool, and Chelsea and Aston Villa. Leicester face Millwall, Everton travels to Queen's Park Rangers, and Leeds visits Fulham. Watford entertain Stoke City, Burnley host Rochdale, and Brighton are at home to Swansea. And Brentford's semi-finalists last year will welcome League Two's bottom side Oldham to the Community Stadium. And the ties will be played over the week commencing on September 20th. In another sports news, English Premier League Arteta hopes Aubameyang's return lifts Arsenal from relegation zone. Mikel Arteta hopes the return of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang fires an Arsenal revival after the Gabon striker marked his first start this season with a hat-trick in the 6-0 League Cup second round win at West Bromwich Albion. Aubameyang missed Arsenal's shock defeat at Brentford in their Premier League opener after he contracted COVID-19. And the Arsenal captain came off the bench in Sunday's 2-0 home defeat against Chelsea, but could not spare his side from their worst ever start to a season hitting relegation zone. And with the pressure mounting on Arsenal's boss Arteta, Aubameyang rode to the rescue against Championship promotion chasers Albion at the Hawthorns. And he scored Arsenal's first goals in the season with 2 close-range efforts in the first half before sealing his hat-trick with a curling strike after the interval. And Nicolas Pepe, Bukayo Saka, and Alexander Lacazette also got on the score sheet to at least temporarily ease the pressure on Arteta. Arteta admitted he was relieved to get a win under his belt ahead of Saturday's tough trip to Premier League champions Manchester City. And reports before yesterday's game claimed Arsenal had lined up former Inter Milan boss Antonio Conte to replace Arteta if results don't improve quickly. And that's the size of the news for us today on Celebration Television News Desk. And if you're just joining us, here is a recap of the news making the headlines. Super TV CEO family petitions IGP and seeks new probe into murder. South Africa poses extradition of Mozambique ex-minister. Man sentenced over Michigan governor kidnap plot. CBN threatens prosecution of forex policy defaulters. And on sports, Arteta hopes Aubameyang's return leaves Arsenal from relegation zone. And today on our photo of the day, you see the photo on your screen, and this photo you see some people, everyone is pushing something, but what we take as a lesson on this photo is that you must not work hard, but instead work intelligently. You know, smart work is better than hard work. You can also tell us your thoughts on the photo of the day for today. Share your thoughts with us on our different social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it's at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it is Celebration TV. Your positive contribution to the wellness of a society you find yourself in or the organization you work in defines your leadership might. And as an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has backed his ways to success. And be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either have a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. So be a part of nation building today. Thanks for watching the news on Celebration TV News Desk. My name is Bellis Quetta.